Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Vampire the Masquerade Walking Shadow. There it is. Okay, I'm the executive producer here at Final Show Films, John, and just as a quick announcement that we've been doing on all of our streams recently, we here at Final Show Films are now a Twitch affiliate. Part of the Twitch affiliate program, which means that you can tip us with bits that you get from watching ads. So if you like the content and you don't want to do a Patreon subscription, or you don't want to do a Twitch subscription, which will be coming soon in the future. They've promised us that eventually we'll have a sub button for being affiliates. I don't know exactly when. That's sort of in the ether, but we'll let you know when it happens. But yeah, you can send us bits in the meantime. We appreciate that. We appreciate all of you for watching, and just want to keep letting that be known that we are indeed affiliates. So, and I'll turn it over to our storyteller for the evening, Jack.
Hey everybody, I'm Jack. I'm the storyteller for this Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle. And to introduce our dramatis personae of the evening, we will start with Erin.
Hi, I'm Erin. I'll be playing Naomi, the Malkavian.
And William.
Hi, I'm William, and I play Alexander, the Torian.
And John.
I'm John, and I'm playing Gabriel Adelmar, the Tremere Warlock.
And last but certainly not least, Michelle.
Hi, I'm Michelle, and I play the other Toreador, Isla.
Why is Michelle and Aaron in the wrong window?
Oh, oops. I didn't do it.
Fixed.
Well done.
You saw
Quick
nothing.
fixes are the best.
It was just the Malkavian. Don't worry about it. It was the Malkavian.
Hashtag just Malkavian things. Okay. But when last we left, you had been all discussing the various insights and conclusions and hunches that you had drawn regarding this murder investigation that's been going on for 23 episodes now. And trying to figure out where to go next. But gloom blankets Seattle in deep darkness at this time of night, cut only by a pale slice of the moon. Yes,
It's not actually a
Malkavian
problem.
is upside down. Look at that.
I was wondering how long it would take.
Totally am fine with
I
it.
was wondering how long it would take
Just
for you to
letting you know.
Oh god, we're off the rails already, and I haven't even finished
I was
lead
wondering
it.
how long it would take. Oh, it was great.
Let us allow the storyteller to finish his eloquent introduction, please. He works so hard.
But the moonlight does cut through the windows into Naomi and Lysander's apartment. Outside, some headlights trail down the damp streets, their beams laboring to pierce the veils of mist that have begun to wend their way around the city blocks. Few beings move fitfully along sidewalks in small knots. Even complete strangers seem to huddle together subconsciously tonight, as if safety in numbers is their main concern. And, well, it should be, for strange unnatural figures creep through the shadows of the Seattle night. And in this apartment in South Fremont, Gabriel Adelmar holds his phone, staring at a photo of graffiti on his garage door.
What does it say again? I've forgotten.
He's left open for God the doors of hell tonight.
Isla, standing behind Gabriel's shoulder, looking at the same picture, says it's another line from the same poem. My poem, not my poem, but my favorite poem. The one I most famously recorded on my YouTube channel in my living days.
Be about
Written
5
by
years ago
supposedly a relative of mine, but anyhow, be that as it may, this is a message for me.
If people keep graffitiing my property, I am going to burn them to the ground.
Looks like we should have done some more surveillance this evening.
Unfortunately, we don't have that option. We've had to deal with our
Right.
Sabbat problem.
Right.
now, which you are due for in about an hour from now.
And it's
I wonder
like,
if
it's like 30 minutes away, isn't it?
The Sabbat meeting?
Yeah. No,
No,
the
it's like
location.
10
the
minutes
location. 10 minutes, okay.
Yeah, it's like 10 minutes away.
Perhaps whoever wrote that on the garage door knew that we would be otherwise occupied and that it was safe to vandalize.
I'll hold the phone over towards Isla. Does the handwriting look familiar?
Is it the same pseudo Derek handwriting?
Give me a perception and alertness difficulty 7. It's not the best quality phone.
I completely forgot to sign into Roll20.
Not
This
the
is
best
how
quality phone. It's an iPhone.
half asleep I
Can
am.
Naomi give it like an artist's pass if it's being shown?
Yeah, intelligence and academics difficulty
Okay.
6.
So it's perception alertness
Difficulty 7.
7. Though, I mean, if it were Derek's handwriting, we've already kind of.
That's
Been
also
through
true.
all
I do have a eidetic memory. Do I recognize it as well?
It's not
Well,
your memory thing. It's
you're
the seeing
trying.
the quality of the phone picture.
I was gonna say it's seeing through the quality of the phone, and it's a picture taken by a phone in complete darkness outside.
Yeah.
So it's not exactly
One
like the
success
lighting
on,
is
like,
fantastic.
Just artist impressions.
Isla looks at it, and with her one success, you're pretty sure it's the same handwriting. Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
obviously, it would be much easier to tell if you grabbed a flashlight and drove over to the workshop. Naomi, as you're looking at it, yeah, there's nothing artistic about it. It looks like a message that was left. You know, it's
So-
the same artistic level of a post-it note on your desk in the morning kind of thing.
So it doesn't in any way resemble the other also spray painted message for our other Sire Troubles member.
No, not particularly.
Okay.
Doesn't seem to be reminiscent of that.
It does appear to be Derek's handwriting, just as the other message was.
Very well then. Put the phone away.
I don't know if the writer is choosing these particular lines of the poem for a reason, if the exact chosen line itself has a meaning. But yes, they are.
Well,
Give
From it.
me, have Isla roll me a wits and empathy roll, difficulty 6.
Okay.
my response to that was going to be, well, what was the original meaning in the poem?
Okay, hold on a second. So yeah, one success for the wits and empathy.
Right. Derek had always said that line struck him as quite ominous, threatening even.
Okay.
A little bit of a
Well-
sort of Damocles feel to it in his mind.
I can tell you that if it is Derek who chose the line, it may be meant to express threat either toward us or to warn us of a threat, because he found the line particularly threatening. As far as general scholarly interpretation, that's complicated, and if you get me started, I'll be here all night. So let's start with how Derek interpreted it. And yeah, that's probably most relevant, because it's either Derek or it's someone who's trying very hard to pretend to be Derek and has access to all of Derek's memories and Derek's handwriting.
Yeah.
So
Very well. So, warning us, or threatening us.
Either way, there is danger involved.
yes.
Yes. Danger is sort of a permanent situation, so
Yes, we have several sources of problems approaching, but
It does
there's only
seem
so much
about
we can do at once.
Alexander, when did you
equivalent
become
to
Russian?
When I became sick, you asshole.
let's not start in with accent critiques for us, okay? Because there'll be no end to that.
Asha, I don't know what you're all bloody talking about.
It's hard to keep the Spanish accent from turning Russian when I can't use my nose.
If anyone needs an accent to
quite
make
fair.
fun of, I can't do one.
There you go.
Just wait until my Werewolf Chronicle and you'll get to make fun of all of my accents. It's going to be
Fine.
We're all looking forward to that. But yes, what is everybody planning to do with this
Well-
latest tidbit of information.
We've got an hour
Wait,
before
how
our
long
meeting with the
until the
Sabbat.
Sabbat time?
About an hour.
And we will text Gabriel. Weren't we going to a gun range tonight?
We were. Then we got into discussions.
Okay.
That might still be a decent plan, although, as I say, I won't be participating. But
There's not a gun range nearby, is there? Not close enough to go there, practice for 15 minutes, and then leave. Not that they let you
Probably
rent it
not,
out
no.
for 15 minutes in the first place. It's in hour increments.
Generally so.
We're short on time there, but all else fails. I hold up the rifle, and then and point the butt towards Naomi with the muzzle down.
Yeah.
These 2 points line up with this 1 point. Put them in the middle of that.
Yes, the rifle is iron sights.
Yeah.
There's no scope for it yet.
You don't breathe, so you don't have to worry about holding your breath.
Naomi will take one of those fake breaths vampires can do.
All right. So we have an hour. Any anything that can be done before then, aside from assigning weaponry?
Well, your house is about 20 minutes away. So if you wanted to run and take a look at the garage door, you could.
I'll take a look at it afterwards.
Okay.
much rather be on time with the Sabbat than look at that now.
Fair enough.
Also because
What is our objective with this? Well, we know what the objective is. It's not to have this about burn the city to the ground. But what is our approach?
well, we need to convince them that not only is the book not here, but their source of information is unreliable. It's pretty much the only way we get out of it without a fight.
And we have no
And,
chance to actually do anything about that source of information in the meantime.
Nope, not in an hour with no information as to who it is, where they are, or what their objective is.
Naomi will text. And or we hope our Nosferatu friend comes through with some other idea.
Check my phone. Do I have a
Or
message from Crow?
supplemental information.
You do not have any messages from Crow currently. Nope.
Well, if he had any ideas or information, he isn't sharing yet.
This will be a wonderful night.
Oh, yes. I am thrilled. At the very least, if they decide they want to attack and we can repel them, there will be an amount of time before retaliation. It won't just carry on into a carnival of slaughter.
Who's to say that the boss will not simply open fire at that moment?
Because the ones that were there, if any survive, will have to lick their wounds and report back. They've already not retaliated for the attack they attempted previously, so they are while they may be willing to burn the city to the ground, they're not going to just lunge in unawares.
Naomi will text Alexander. Get used to this level of confidence. It's his only level.
Oh, I am fully aware from the very brief interactions I've had with him previously.
If I need to provide evidence, I will say that their previous attack failed, and rather than continuing to attack the city, they resorted to trying to negotiate for information rather than continuing to attack. I feel like that's evidence enough.
No, it really isn't.
So then what's your evidence to the contrary?
Well, for one, the Sabbat is a large and powerful organization, and once we get there, it's very likely they'll have more numbers than they did last time, and that attack won't be so easy to stave off.
Well, I counted 7 on their first attack, 5 last night.
Gabriel told us about the blood vision thing, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, said, how many in your dream?
How many were there in my dream?
In your dream, that was a group of 6 total.
6.
So maybe, shockingly, not every Sabbat in the city is always in the same place.
No, they aren't, which means that they're not going to swarm over us all at once. An army has to regroup. It can't just every individual aspect of it swing into motion at once.
Tactics assessment for if that's accurate for the very little I know about the Sabbat.
All right, give me an intelligence and politics roll.
Oh, okay.
Your tactics specialty
I was
would
hoping
apply.
for wits, but that's.
Well, which one is your tactics?
My perception is tactical. My wits is strategy.
Right. Okay. Yeah, no, this is more of an intelligence thing.
Okay, intelligence politics.
Intelligence politics difficulty 6.
3 successes.
Yeah, no, best you can guesstimate with what little you already know factually about the Sabbat and what you would project or extrapolate from that knowledge. Sabbat would probably function, especially in a Camarilla-controlled city, in a series of small cells, usually no more than probably a handful at a time, and they would probably disperse themselves and try and remain in concealment except when their tactics demanded a frontal confrontation.
And this meeting seems very upfront.
Also, based on Gabriel's dream with 3 successes, yeah, none of the figures that he described in his dream seem to correlate to any of the figures that showed up at Gasworks Park last time you guys were there.
Okay.
But they did correlate. At least one of them did correlate to someone I lit on fire.
Couple of them correlated to people you saw at the Chantry, at least one of whom was probably lit on fire, yes.
And at least one of whom you drank their blood.
Yeah, and at least one of whom I juice boxed, yes.
Yep, definitely there.
Isla just
All right.
remains quiet through this conversation and lets the others debate.
So plan is to mark time until you show up at Gasworks?
Unless anybody else has any other ideas.
Where is
All right.
we have the location?
Yes.
Perhaps we should make it more favorable for us.
It's an open field next to the water right across from a police station.
Are you saying you don't know how to dig? Have you never held a shovel?
No, I do, but it's a public park. Open to view of a police station.
If a Sabbat fight breaks out, that open view will do nothing.
Yes. But a handful of shadowy figures digging in a public park in view of a police station will draw attention before we want it.
Gabriel, give me an intelligence and academics roll, difficulty 5.
Sure.
There's a quick cartoon being drawn of Gabriel being afraid of dirt.
Isla frowns disapprovingly at the mockery.
Difficulty 5, you said?
Yep.
2 successes.
Yeah, Kite Hill ain't that small and definitely blocks pretty much the entire view
I was
from
thinking it was flatter.
the harbor patrol.
I
Yeah,
was
no,
thinking it was flatter.
there's a pretty big ass hill right there beside the police department harbor
All right.
patrol area.
In that case. I was thinking flat open park. That was me, not...
Yeah, no, as Gabriel reconsiders the terrain. I mean, you've got the entire gasworks in between you and the police department locations as well. So yeah, no, there's places where you might be able to entrench a bit if you wanted.
Certainly. Let's go and prepare.
Now that that's
All right.
out of the way.
Pick up gear and head to... Actually, load gear back into crate and head to car.
Okay.
I
Or load
will
gear back into
probably-
Amazon box and head to car.
Isla, as usual, docilely follows Gabriel wherever he intends to go.
Okay. So you guys get yourselves all loaded up. Who's going in which cars?
Isla's riding shotgun with Gabriel, as usual.
Okay.
I mean, there's enough room for all of us in my car.
I'm still going to take my motorcycle because I need to keep an eye on it.
Okay.
So
Naomi,
I'll
are
leave
you
my
getting
car
in?
at my place.
You're leaving the car? All right. So Lysander and Naomi get in the back seat. Are you calling Serenity?
no.
Okay. And you arrive at Gasworks. Probably
Actually, I
40
am
minutes
going
ahead
to
of time.
call Serenity just to let her know not
Okay.
not to clean the graffiti off. I want to look at it when I get back later.
Okay, we can do that.
No, wait, click. I don't want. I
Hope the neighbors appreciate poetry.
I mean,
Hope the buyer appreciates poetry.
I'll clean it off later. Yeah, head to Gasworks Park.
All right. So you got about 40 minutes before the meeting is projected to begin. What are your plans?
First off, find a lookout for a sniper.
We already have one. I point up at the tower that that Naomi had been in previously.
You will want to set up precautions there in case someone tries to find you. Even a vampire can probably find a sniper.
At least last time their lookout was, and I'll point to exactly where theirs was.
Yep, right on top of the hill.
If they have a spotter, they will attempt to find you. You should set up precautions in your sniping hole.
Okay. Naomi's gonna go up there and see what can be done about that.
Okay. Well, it is a rather tall metallic cylinder with a safety rail around the top and is fully exposed from all 360 degrees.
Is there any like broken?
I'm gonna look for a different sniper spot.
Actually, no.
Well, there's about 6 of these towers.
Naomi, do you think you could make some sort of cover with plywood or cardboard just to duck behind?
Obviously, but that is kind of a glaringly obvious thing.
Not at night necessarily. It's roughly the same color as the tower.
And no more obvious than a person.
It won't
Is
protect you.
that accurate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, as far as I mean, and
Yes,
Naomi, you
I
especially
think
would know
basically
because
it.
you're very in tune with natural perception versus vampiric perception. While they might be able to pull out more detail in lower light than most mortals would, it's not that colors are necessarily brighter or contrast is easily amplified. So yeah, even just
So
a
they don't
simple
have auspex.
visual barrier. I mean, even with auspex, a simple visual barrier will still be difficult to detect until guns start
Yeah,
emanating muzzle flash and
Yeah,
shit.
and the tower is rust brown.
yeah.
Yes,
So-
it is.
Okay. Do I have the stuff, or would I need to go get that?
You would need to
We have
go
a,
get that. Give
we have
me
we have a big Amazon supply box in my trunk.
Well, you guys are at the park right now, so give me an perception and investigation difficulty 7.
Okay.
Reduced as needed.
Using my senses. I'm assuming this is also visual.
Yes, it is.
Meanwhile, how many weapons do we have here?
We have I have a shotgun and a pistol and my sword cane. Lysander has 2 knives and a shotgun
And the machete.
and a machete.
6 successes, 7 if it's tactical.
I would say this technically is more of a scavenge than a tactical
Okay.
roll, but yes, you find actually a couple of wooden pallets that have been abandoned off to one side, as well as basically a refrigerator box-sized batch of cardboard.
Okay. Start.
Isla has her
Fair enough.
pretty face and her winning ways.
You've got
Yes,
a
Those
she
are
pistol.
her
does.
weapons.
You've got a pistol. and Naomi has a hunting rifle.
Yep.
And I don't remember
Alright.
if he got any other weapons.
I was about to say, are there any spares? Like,
He got
Yeah.
ammo for all of those, and he got at least one Glock, if not two.
Yeah, I think he got another couple of pistols.
No, he got a Glock 9mm and a Beretta 9mm, which basically both use the semi-auto light pistol
Yeah.
stats.
And-
in my judgment, would it be better to begin this meeting openly armed or seemingly actually coming to talk peace?
Give me a
And at the question, I
wits
will also
and
indicate.
politics roll, difficulty 7.
I've got
I think I'm just rolling wits at that. Oh no, I do have some politics.
and I'll indicate at the question. So I've got a sword cane, a shotgun, a pump action shotgun, and a 1911
Yep.
Colt.
4 successes. Hey, damn.
In your opinion, it would probably be better to carry on the meeting without necessarily carrying openly.
Perhaps we should not flash weapons in the open
I know.
before firing. Shotguns are hard to conceal.
Yes, they are.
I'll take you down to where the meeting place is. We'll take a look around.
Yes, I think perhaps dead drops within some of the trees for when the fighting breaks out would be a better idea.
There's no trees nearby.
Well,
It is. Yeah, there's very few
then-
trees in the area.
dig some holes.
I'll walk him down to the riverside where we're going to be having the meeting.
Okay.
It's pretty much concrete.
Yep, pretty much bare concrete. There are a couple trash cans. You could stash something in there if you needed to.
Theoretically, I mean there is a bush back towards the back, but that's a little ways away. And actually, the trash
and-
can
yeah.
is behind where the Sabat would be standing.
Alternatively, you can just lay it
mean,
on
yeah.
the ground behind a corner and hope nobody sees it before you dive for it.
You can pull the trash can over. Actually, looking over the edge towards the water, I don't suppose I could like hang it off the side.
You don't have any materials for that.
I mean, we have the bandoliers
he-
they
he-
came with.
He gave you shotguns. Don't come with bandoliers.
This one didn't. I thought it would. Come on, man.
No, it came with a box of shells.
All right. Well, then, in that case, I'll pull the trash can over.
Okay.
And put it basically. I'll put
Trigger
it
up.
Yeah, up on that tier. Like so. I
Okay.
don't know if you've pulled up the location, William, but
I don't have a map of it.
look in Roll20. I'll give a link. This is basically the exact meeting location.
Yep.
So there's these two. There are these like the steps go down, and then there's these two tiered levels, and we had Lysander and them standing up on the second tier previously. I'll move the trash can up to that second tier, so that way you just put 2 shotguns in there, and then if fighting starts, it's really easy. Kick the lid off, pull out both, toss one to whoever. If that seems reasonable.
Okay. Any other preparations that are going up?
So I'm making the thing that we were talking about.
Okay. Give me a. Honestly, because you're having to haul things to the top of a tower, give me a strength and crafts roll. Difficulty 7.
And I've got my gun in a shoulder holster, so it's easily
Right.
hidden beneath my coat.
Yeah, your sword cane is probably not going to draw too much attention right off, and your gun is fairly accessible.
0 successes.
All right, so you've got a nice chunk of materials, but you're not coming up with a good way to hold them and climb at the same time.
Lysander, can you carry things?
He can certainly try.
Though that does go to the group text if anyone actually has a dodge and strength. Or more than just a dodge and strength.
All right, let me roll for him.
Let me
Dexterity
go see if they
and
need a hand. You can
athletics.
look around and see if there's anything else you want to do, Alexander.
No, full mod difficulty 7.
I'm going to head back up there.
With 3 successes, Lysander is able to kind of take off his jacket and use that to sort of tie a bundle around a few things and hang that off one shoulder, and then haul it up to the top of the tower and drop it for you.
By the time I get back there, I assume he's already up.
Yep, pretty much. Only takes him about 5 minutes or so.
I'll turn back around and head back towards Riverside.
Right, then I'm gonna start using that to construct.
All right.
Okay, dexterity and crafts, difficulty 6.
That bush with a tree looks like it's no more than 10 feet from the platform, the second tier.
Yeah.
Let's see.
But that's a long distance when you have Lysombra jumping at you.
Not so long when you have celerity.
And that's fair.
All right. How many successes, Naomi?
7 if this is mechanics or finesse. Precise.
It's a little bit finesse.
Otherwise, it's 6 successes, which is still quite a few.
Still quite effective. Yes. No, you're able to take some of the pieces, arrange them into the safety railing that still exists up there, and you pretty much set up the boards to where you've got a decent barricade, and then you use the cardboard to basically cover in any of the cracks in order to fully block any light that might cut through the gaps in the wood.
So I've got 1 pistol concealed on myself. I don't know that I can really conceal more than that, so I would like to try and not have all of our eggs in one basket in case they do find the trash can. So I would like to try and hide some of the pistols in amongst the tree, basically.
Okay. Give me a wits and survival, difficulty 6.
Things that I have dots in.
Yeah.
This is exactly what I was supposed to be doing.
My eggs are all in the set them on fire basket.
Yes.
4 successes.
Thus
All
far,
right.
that's
Yeah.
been-
No. You stack up a couple rocks that you find in the bush and stash the weapons that you're attempting to conceal back there, and you feel like, yeah, these will be easily accessible if you know where they are, and hard to spot if you don't.
Good.
And right about now is when Gabriel's phone buzzes again. There's a message from Crow saying, "See you there in 10."
Text back. We'll be there. Any information?
Question mark emoji comes back.
I'll take that as a no.
Not just a question mark. It's the emoji form.
Yes.
Yeah, we are dropping frames left and right, and I'm not sure what to do about it. When we take a break, we'll cycle the stream just to see if we can't get it on a better connection.
Sounds
something.
good. All right. So, Isla, I assume that you've been pretty much hanging out with Gabriel and following him around most of the time?
Yep.
All right. Give me a perception and awareness roll. Difficulty 6.
Perception, awareness, difficulty 6. 4 successes.
All right. So as the rest of the group has been rummaging about, getting things set up, as you glance around, there's a faint moment where you could swear somebody sort of walked up to the top of Kite Hill and then walked back down to the far side again.
Okay, while everyone's making their preparation, what exactly is everyone doing when that person appears at the top of the hill?
Lysander is probably helping get the materials up to the top of the tower. Gabriel has just finished arranging the things in the trash can, and
but he is no
Alexander
longer. He is no longer at the trash can. Is he
He's no
still
longer
visibly
at the
putting
trash
something
can.
in there? Okay.
No, he's just finished that up and is sort of walking off towards where Naomi's positioned, and Alexander is kicking around in the bushes doing something.
Okay.
Which,
Isla finds Gabriel and says, I believe that Naomi and Alexander's activities were just spotted. I saw someone at the top of the hill, so
Notably, leave Gabriel's actions out of that.
we need to, well, because she saw that he was finished by the time that person appeared.
Also, I was behind that
think,
thing.
Yeah, I don't believe that you were spotted, what you were doing, but we should take into account the possibility that Naomi and Alexander's activities are now,
I'm gonna
that they have that knowledge.
I'm gonna pull out my phone and text Naomi. Get eyes on that hill.
Naomi's gonna auspex the hill because that's what I was about to do when this happened.
All right. So yeah, you've just finished setting up your materials and your break there, and you take a look over that way. Give me a perception and alertness, difficulty 7, reduced as needed, visual.
Yay. That means the difficulty is 2.
Yay for supernatural vision.
There was an error with my formula. Oh dear, let me try that again.
I wonder if anyone's ever botched a roll with a
successes.
difficulty 2.
Because this is not a thing with a proficiency.
Just roll like 5 1s and a 1 2.
You know, given how often I roll difficulties of 2 and 3, it's gonna happen.
All right.
8 successes.
8 successes. All right. So yeah, you cast a scan over there, and there's definitely nobody there currently. But you do see a little further beyond the hill and slightly off to the north the very rapidly dimming headlights of a car that has been just turned off.
Yeah.
And Crow is still apparently about 10 minutes out.
They're not there right now, but I know where they could have been.
Well, we've got 10 minutes if we want to go check it out, or we can wait.
We're not going to engage the spotter. Professional courtesy.
I would suggest that we do not confront the person that spotted us. If it's them, it could have been. There's a possibility it could have been a random wanderer, but I doubt it. I think we should continue pretending that we don't know that they're there, but we should not proceed in such a way that we're assuming we weren't spotted doing things.
Jack, I got a question. I don't know if there's a roll I could make to know this or not, but would it be more respected from the Sabbat for us to acknowledge that we saw their spotter, or for us to be prepared even knowing that they may have seen us? Would it be better or worse for us for just as an example to run up to that hill and leave a note saying "nice seeing you" or something like that, just to let them know indirectly that we know they're watching?
I know that you know that I know.
Yeah.
Maybe I should.
I mean,
Maybe I should do a
Naomi
roll
is taking
for
that
that
as
too.
a given.
Like,
They
I'm-
saw each other yesterday.
Okay. Anybody
isn't
who
a-
wants to give
Yeah,
me
this isn't a Camarilla thing, but
yep. Give me an intelligence politics or wits politics, whichever's higher, difficulty 7.
Wit.
Actually 8. Actually 8, because this is fairly
yeah, this is advanced
Detailed.
stuff.
1 success.
0.
2 if it's getting the drop on somebody, which
it's not.
Wit politics, difficulty 8. 2 successes. 3 if this is chances and strategy.
2 successes. It does not qualify in my smooth talker specialization.
No, it does not. All right. As you guys are thinking over it, Isla, you're rolling the options back in your head and kind of coming to the realization that while you definitely know what would be good for meeting Camarilla opposition and how to encounter them in this manner, you're not quite as familiar with the idea of how the Sabbat think or run their infrastructure.
So she adds a little caveat. But again, we're dealing with Sabbat, and I know nothing about them.
Right. The rest of you, as you guys are thinking about it, it's kind of 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Obviously, if you're thinking that this is going to devolve into open combat, keeping your cards close to your vest and springing your awareness on them at the very last minute will probably be more effective. If you're attempting to do this diplomatically, then in a sense there wouldn't be that much harm in letting them know that you've spotted them spotting you, but it would have to be done very delicately in order to not antagonize them unduly.
And you
Don't
have
antagonize the crazy vampires.
You have a
Exactly.
couple of options for handling things delicately if you should decide to go down that route.
Well,
Yeah.
perhaps in the meantime, while we decide on what to do, we should rearrange, because likely our plans have been at least moderately spotted.
I agree with that assessment.
So I'm going to take those guns and move them.
Okay, yeah, you'd have enough time to possibly rearrange the trash can and the stash in the bushes. Naomi is pretty much, if Naomi's going to move, Naomi's not going to be able to take her barricade
In fact,
with her.
I will
just
text
say-
her. I will text
I
her
saw
because I don't
them,
know.
they saw me. That's common courtesy. Now don't let it devolve.
I
I will
initially
text her. Are you sure that you shouldn't move somewhere where they don't know where you are? Question mark.
I can move, but I can only either be covering you martially or hidden in a new.
I would say leave the cover where it is, but move to another tower and just try to stay out of sight. They may still think you're where the cover is.
That's actually fair. If we could relocate you perhaps into the gasworks, you'll be able to find a little bit more natural cover without having to construct it yourself, and they'll still think you're on that tower if we don't let them know we saw them spotting us.
And side question to go along with that, Jack.
Yeah.
I'm assuming if I'm doing that, I probably cannot conceal the gun as well.
I mean, if you're moving, if somebody sees you, they'll definitely see you have a gun, yeah.
Yeah.
But if we move you into the gasworks, there's more cover. Like
Right.
natural cover.
Yeah, I will do what perception or wits or whatever it would be to locate what I think is optimal cover.
All right. Give me a perception and alertness, difficulty 7.
It's possible even if they spot her, they may think we have two.
Is this?
Yeah.
I can use Auspex to reduce.
Yes, reduced as
assuming this
needed.
is not visual.
Initially, I had put the pistols like in the tree half of the bush. I'm actually like moving around this map. I see that there's actually a lower concrete level that's right next to the water level. I'm going to put them down there.
Okay.
Successes.
6 successes. All right. No, you spot 2 or 3 decent concealable positions in the gasworks on your side. But getting there quickly and quietly will be difficult. I'll need a dexterity and stealth, difficulty 8.
I can pump blood for
Yes,
my
you can.
dexterity,
For your
sir.
dex pool, yep.
And it lasts for the scene, so...
I would like to do that, though mechanical clarification probably when they show up will be a different scene.
Yes, it will.
Okay, that's fine. Dexterity and stuff.
But if Naomi shoots anybody before they show up, it will be this scene. You know, just as a thought.
As she's doing that, Naomi will text Isla if you could keep.
So
Just be aware that the hill might move.
Checks back. Okay.
I'm going to, while that's happening, I'm going to go take the shotguns out of the trash can.
Okay.
Difficulty 7?
Difficulty 8.
Oh.
I'm going to take the shotguns out of the trash can that's on and leave it on that plateau. And then go further up the stairs. There's another trash can at the top of the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm just going to put them in there.
Okay.
So if
3,
they're
4 if this is precise.
All right. Yes, it is precise. So 4 successes in surprisingly quick order. You manage to, because the rifle does have a sling on it, sling the rifle over your shoulder, clamber down the tower. You dash over, keeping a low profile and close to the ground as you can, keeping to the shadows, to a corner of the chain link. Lysander, being able to read what you're doing, meets you there, puts his hands in a stirrup, and just kind of tosses you up and over top. You manage to clear the barbed wire and start scrambling up through the inner workings of the gasworks. Give me a perception and God, what would this be?
And I'm gonna pull that trash can at the top of the stairs over to that upper landing, so that it's equidistant to the other trash can, basically.
Okay. Perception and investigation, difficulty 8. For Naomi.
And is this visual?
Yes.
Okay. It's not difficulty of 63. It is difficulty of 3. 2 successes.
Okay, lucky for you. You needed at least 2. This is not a structurally sound piece of equipment, this, derelict gasworks. You begin to climb, and there's a few times where you put your hand on what would be a rung or a pipe, and it gives suddenly under your grip, and you manage to maneuver to where you're finding things that actually will bear your weight, rather than things that might have just looked like they might bear your weight. It takes you about 2 minutes to get up to the first spot that you had anticipated, and this was your primary analysis point. It's fairly well concealed. You've definitely got clear view of most of the hill. The path that they took to approach the landing, and then you're not going to be able to have good. If they stay close to the waterfront, they will have a lot of cover from that concrete platform. But if anybody gets within melee distance of your friends, where they had been positioned last time, you do have line of sight to that as well.
That's fine. Can I do I have any visual of the hill from here?
Yes, you definitely do.
I want to try and do an Auspex check on the hill again.
All right.
And they're not
Perception and alertness, difficulty 7.
If this does get into a fight, they're not going to be staying in that small cramped hallway, in that small cramped corridor very long. Because when one vampire goes up in flames, most people tend to scatter.
Generally.
Why do you think I'm staying very far away from Gabriel?
Ha!
Alright. 4 successes.
4 successes. All right. Let me see how they are doing then.
Sorry, I rolled some 1s, so...
Yeah, I noticed. Well, in the previous one, we
That's
rolled like
good.
4 2s, and the difficulty was
I
3.
did!
We're getting closer
it's like
and closer.
The dice are being like, hey, you know you're not invulnerable, right? We're coming for you.
It was more like Michelle raised the question, and the dice went, that's fair. Let's try that.
All right. You see a single individual near the top of the hill.
Pale, not...
And then you hear... I'm sorry?
Oh, go ahead.
And then you can hear somebody walking down the path, the same one that you guys took from the parking lot towards you. Crow has apparently arrived.
Okay. On the hill, the aura's pale or not?
If you're going for an aura read, that'll be perception, empathy, difficulty 8. Mm-hmm.
And it's been roughly 10 minutes, so I'm heading back towards where Crow would be coming in.
Yep. Reduced as needed.
Difficulty. 8 or 8 successes.
8 successes. All right. So
You know his blood type.
it is a very pale aura.
You know his favorite blood type.
I was gonna say, I don't think vampires have blood types.
Yep. Primarily purple and dark blue standing out. There's a little bit of scramble in the colors, and some faint sparkling as well.
Sparkling means something. I need to check what sparkling means because I think it means supernatural, non-vampire.
I sparkle.
Oh, it's magic. Okay.
Yes. Yep.
See, there's something. It's like glitter or something is fairies.
Rainbow highlights is
yeah.
fairies.
Rainbow.
You know, if we're dealing with fairies, we're eating them.
Rainbow.
I don't think that's good for you.
This is the same setting that the fairies are from. That changeling fairies are from.
Yeah,
right?
I know. We're
You don't want to fuck with fairies.
We will eat them.
It's a slightly different
fine.
setting, but yes, very
Tremere.
close. Very close.
I eat Tremere eat human mages, so like we just want to eat everything magical.
You try to eat human mages.
No,
Magical, suspicious person. Got it.
Yep.
Is it, just from Naomi's general understanding of what we're reading, is it feasible this is the same person she saw previously?
You didn't honestly get a good picture of them previously. It would make sense if it's the same crew coming that they would use the same spotter. You know, most people in a group role have their shtick, as it were.
You said it was purple.
Purple and dark blue.
Do you share this information, Naomi?
After I get it up, because...
Well, here's the thing. Naomi, give me an intelligence and... Or wait. What do you have your tactical specialty in?
I have a strategy specialty in wit and a tactical perception.
Okay. All right. So give me a wits and investigation. Difficulty 5. Your specialty will apply.
I really wish I knew what was
was
dropping
so
our frames so much. It has to be Twitch.
Deepest apologies to everyone watching on Twitch who doesn't get to see the fascinating me clicking my keyboard and trying to do math.
All the people watching on YouTube because
One success because of my specialization.
Okay. That's good. With one success, you realize that as a sniper in a concealed spot in the dark, bringing out your phone with a backlit screen is probably a shitty idea.
Yep. I was going to say the first thing I'm going... Also, Gabriel was not subtle last time I had to text him.
Nope.
Yeah.
So Crow walks up to the group of you at the bottom of the platform there. Well, comrades, are we... And he glances over, and there are 6 vampires at the far end of the walkway.
I just lean against the rail.
As you watch, they seem to almost step out of the darkness itself. Shadows begin to almost boil off of their frames and slink away back towards where shadows should be based on how the lighting in the area falls.
That's not creepy at all.
Yeah, it was almost like they had wrapped themselves in deeper patches of darkness.
Yeah. Isla steps
approach.
about 1.5 inches closer to Gabriel.
Alexander takes the half step forward and just kind of arms out. Welcome. I see we've arrived.
And as they step to one side and the other, The craggy, scarred visage of Rasputin steps forward, hands
I've never
still.
seen this person, so please describe.
You have never seen him. He has a very bat-like sort of face, thrust, underbite, I should say, with fangs jutting up almost to the level of his nose. His hair is almost non-existent. He's got lesions and spots along his scalp and his flesh. The nose is smashed nearly flat into his face, and his ears, while large, don't protrude. They sweep back and are almost plastered against the side of his skull.
Definitively Nosferatu.
Definitively Nosferatu. Yes.
Isla is clearly not a fan.
I'm leaning against the rail next to the water, with my cane just resting against my left hand. So like elbows on the rail, cane resting against my left hand, looking down at them.
Rasputin steps forward. He's wearing a very heavy long coat with just a faintest ragged trim of fur around the what are those? The lapels. His hands are clasped in front of him. You can barely see a couple ragged fingernails pointing out of the cuffs of the sleeves. Well, Crow, have you brought the book that we seek? Crow gives a very elaborately casual shrug. I have spoken to those who are in authority amongst the court. I have delved deep into the secrets of our kind, and this book has not been seen within the city. Whoever gave you your information or passed along these rumors was apparently very much mistaken. We of the Camarilla do not agree with your Sabbat brethren's positions, philosophies, or procedures, but it would not be in anyone's best interest to keep such a relic under wraps and away from those who claim its great importance and value. So please, bear this in mind when you carry your message back to your sniveling masters. One of the La Sombra bares his teeth and hisses.
Please, insults will get us nowhere. This is to be a peace talks. Please, let us calm. I don't know if anyone reacts to that.
Isla just tries to look as sweet and harmless as possible, which is not that difficult.
Rasputin starts to gnaw his upper lip slightly, and his hands kind of fidget a little bit.
I just want to which was it? One La Sombra that hissed.
Yeah.
I just want to fix that one with the most confident stare I can possibly imagine.
Trying to piss him off.
No, just letting them know that they're not frightening anybody here.
So the 5 La Sombra that are accompanying Rasputin all have the same inky black, deadly straight hair that pools off of their scalps, and
they look like a goth band.
They look like a girl goth band. Yeah, they really do. They're all dressed in very formal clothes, however, so they don't have necessarily the dramatic. They're subtle. You get the idea that these are individuals that are used to being unseen, and that's the way they prefer it most of the time.
And all of them are female?
Yes, all 5 of them are female.
Okay.
So what you're saying is they don't like being stared at with intensity.
you're getting the idea that that's probably, I mean, that's probably not what they prefer. They probably have plenty of tools to make sure that it doesn't happen when they don't want it to, however. Rasputin finishes apparently ruminating over whatever thoughts and strategies he had collected for this moment. Well, I suppose there is nothing left then but for us to send a message of our own. And his hands drop to his sides, and you see the muscles in his fingers tense slightly, and he waits and watches. The females begin to take slight steps, 2 towards the water, 3 toward the concrete wall a little bit.
Can I
in a
do
very fluid sort of almost waltzing motion around him.
Can I do a quick roll to see if there's anything that Isla can quickly do or say to sort of de-escalate? I just want to see if she would, because I don't know what she would do, but you might have a suggestion if Isla is clever enough to figure it out.
Give me a wits and politics, difficulty 7.
I will wait until after that roll to do the thing I was about to do.
Thank you.
Now it's time to
3 successes.
diffuse a fight, not to start one.
Yeah, 3 successes.
Yes. As you're watching them, trying to read the body language and what has been said so far, this is them taking a deep breath before the jump.
Mm-hmm.
But they definitely seem ready for you to make the first move.
Okay, I think 3 successes earns me like a suggestion of what Isla might do that would be vaguely effective. Because I do not know, but Isla might.
Right.
Apparently.
Isla's getting the feeling that possibly a conciliatory statement and a cautious retreat would probably diffuse this from actually breaking into any outright hostilities at the moment. And whatever message that they're planning to send would probably fall at a slightly later time, maybe as soon as later this evening. Something is going to go down, but it doesn't have to be between these 2 groups right here, right now.
Okay.
So someone else can die later, or...
So I wish I could think as quickly as Isla might, but so she says something to the effect of, look, friends, I'm very sorry that that you received this information, and that there has been some sort of misunderstanding. This is not something that we intended to start. We have no idea what's going on. We're as in the dark as you are, and we'll try to get this straightened out. We'll try to get to the bottom of this, but we do not intend here to make enemies of you tonight. And I'm not as eloquent as she would be, but, she says something to that effect of, look, this was not our intent to start a fight with you tonight, and we don't know yet why you got false information, but we'll look into it.
Give me a manipulation and expression, difficulty 7.
Okay.
Glad you have the expression, at least I hope.
What is her manipulation specialty thing? I forget.
Manipulation specialty was... Let me see if I've got it in notes somewhere.
Yeah, I can't remember where I wrote that down, if anywhere.
I know that appearance was unforgettable.
Yeah, but I haven't used manipulation yet, and I don't know if I wrote it down anywhere.
Go ahead and make your roll, and I will check and see what I can find.
It doesn't matter because no 10s, so
Okay.
1 success.
1 success. All right.
Would have been a lot better if those ones weren't there.
Yeah,
All right.
stupid ones.
So there's a brief pause, and you do see 2 of the La Sombra kind of smirk a little bit at your use of the phrase "in the dark." But Rasputin's hands relax just fractionally. Very well, then, young one. If this is how you desire for the situation to unveil, we will take your report back to our courts. But the wrath of the Sabbat is not something easily deflected.
Please remember that in this situation, we do not wish to spark violence. And all things considered, were we to know the location of this book, we would give it to you. If only to avoid bloodshed.
There is nothing I would like more.
I
Believe me.
To just give you.
I'm
what
not
you
lying because I don't know where it's
Right.
at.
Alexander, hold on. Alexander and Isla, give me a wits and empathy difficulty 8 roll.
while the people are talking, the Lasombra that I stared down earlier,
Mm-hmm.
I just continue to
No
stare
successes because I
down.
rolled a 1. Damn.
And
Two successes.
the I know they're trying to talk them down. My intention is to provoke.
Oh.
Trying to piss them off.
Gabriel's just
Sorry,
fixing that one with a stare. Not trying to provoke all of them, just the one.
Give me the manipulation and intimidation, difficulty 8.
He's really going
Isla's-
for that thrill seeker point, isn't he?
Isla, give me Isla, as you hear Alexander's statement and watch what's going on in front of you, nobody believes him.
Difficulty
I'm not
what?
lying.
Right.
What was the difficulty?
8.
Okay.
Whether or not Alexander believes he is telling the truth, this group is convinced that this book is in the city. Somebody in the Camarilla, maybe not the people in front of them, but somebody knows where it is and just isn't saying because it's a very valuable artifact that they want to either keep or
Okay.
use for themselves.
So based on that, Isla's comment is something along the lines of, and again, I'm paraphrasing because I'm not, especially tonight, I'm not as clever as Isla is, but something to the effect of, I know that you don't believe what he's saying, and I wouldn't either if I were you, but we, the group of us, are operating on the information that we have. If we find out anything else, we will communicate that to you.
So yeah, 2 successes on my just dead eye